Daniel spotted her near the arena steps, laughing with her companions. She stood taller than most, her posture regal, her armor gleaming with clan sigils. His chest tightened as he walked toward her. "Zayara," he called, trying to sound confident. Her gaze snapped to him, and the smirk that crossed her lips could have burned holes in the sun's. "Human," she said, striding forward. "You've returned. I thought you would have fled back to your fragile Earth world by now." "I had reasons to stay," he replied, his voice firmer than he felt. "One reason, actually. You." Her companions snickered, muttering in their tongue. Zayara tilted her head, intrigued. "Bold words." "I came to ask," Daniel said, swallowing his nerves, "if you truly meant what you said before, about being your mate." The air grew heavy. The laughter of the marketplace seemed to dim. Zayara stared at him for a long, unbearable silence before stepping closer, her voice low. "You are serious," she whispered. "I am." She let out a sound halfway between a chuckle and a growl. Then loudly, for all to hear, she declared, "Human, marrying me means taking all my sisters as well." The sisters. The crowd erupted in laughter, whispers, and gasps. Daniel blinked. I'm sorry, what?" Zayara folded her arms. "It is the way of my people. A warrior sister is never bound alone. Our bonds are forged in blood and war, not only by birth. My sisters fight at my side, sleep in my barracks, share my victories. To take me as mate is to take them as well." The statement landed like a thunderbolt. Daniel's mind scrambled. Did she mean? Before he could ask, shadows loomed. 6 women stepped forward, each formidable in her own way. One had scarred cheeks and twin axes strapped across her back. Another's eyes glowed faintly from cybernetic enhancements. A third carried herself with priestly poise, a staff crackling with energy. They circled Daniel like predators sizing up prey. The tallest, nearly a head higher than Zayara, bent down and sniffed him. "So this is the human. Of flesh, fragile bones. But there is spirit in his eyes." The cybernetic one tilted her head. "His vitals race, yet he does not flee." "Interesting." The priestess raised her staff. "Does he even understand what he asks? To bond with one of us is to embrace all of us. His world does not prepare him for this." Daniel's throat tightened, but he forced his voice steady. "I may not understand everything about your customs, but I understand Zayara, and if her path means walking with all of you, then I'll face that." That earned silence. Then unexpectedly laughter, booming raucous laughter. The axe-bearer slapped him on the back so hard his ribs rattled. "He's either brave or insane. I like him." But not all were convinced. The cybernetic sister's eyes narrowed. "Words are cheap. He must be tested." The others murmured agreement. Zayara finally spoke, her tone both proud and challenging. "Then let it be so. If Daniel Holt wishes to claim me, he will prove himself before my sisters." Trials. The trials began the next morning in the clan's training grounds. Daniel was given no armor, no weapons but what he could craft from the environment, and no time to prepare. The sisters watched from stone seats, their expressions eager, skeptical, even mocking. First trial, the hunt. Daniel was sent into the dense forests to track and bring down a crothbeast, a 4-legged predator with chitinous armor. The sisters expected him to fail quickly. Instead, Daniel remembered lessons from Earth, setting snares, using bait, exploiting terrain. Hours later, bruised and bleeding, he returned dragging the beast's carcass. The axe-bearer roared in approval. Second trial, the duel. He was to face one sister in single combat. Zayara stepped aside. It was the cybernetic sister who volunteered, smirking coldly. She moved like lightning, her enhancements giving her the edge. Daniel fought desperately, dodging more than striking until he realized something. She expected him to fight her way. Instead, he fought dirty, throwing sand, feinting weakness, even head-butting her hard enough to disorient her sensors. When he finally pinned her, both panting, she stared at him with grudging respect. Perhaps not so soft after all. Third trial, the oath. The priestess demanded he swear an oath, not to Zayara alone, but to all of them. Our sisterhood is one. If you betray one, you betray all. She lifted her staff, binding his words in glowing light. Daniel, his voice raw from exhaustion, swore without hesitation. Then I swear to stand with her, and with all of you. Whatever it takes. The light flared, marking his skin with a faint sigil. The sisters exchanged looks. For the first time, Daniel saw them less as obstacles and more as guardians. The threat. Just as the trials ended, alarms echoed across the clan hall. A fleet had entered orbit. Raiders, enemies of Zayara's people, come to plunder Veyrath again. Panic swept the settlement, but Zayara and her sisters stood tall, weapons in hand. Daniel, battered though he was, stepped beside them. You've passed enough tests, Zayara told him, concern flickering in her eyes. You need not fight this battle. Daniel shook his head. I swore an oath. I stand with you. The sisters glanced at one another, then at him. For the first time the circle closed, not around him as prey, but as kin. When the raiders landed, they met not scattered defenders but a united force. Zayara and her sisters carved through enemy lines with terrifying grace, but Daniel was never far from their side. He scavenged weapons, set traps, even tackled an enemy commander with nothing but raw stubbornness. It was madness, it was glory, and it was victory, ending the bond sealed. That night, the fires burned high in celebration. The raiders were driven off, the clan safe again. Daniel sat by the flames, bruised and bloody but alive, when Zayara approached. Her sisters followed close behind. She knelt beside him, cupping his chin with a hand calloused by war. Human, you came to ask if I would have you. After today, there is no need to ask. Her sisters stood in solemn silence before one by one. They placed their hands upon his shoulders. The axe-bearer, the cybernetic one, the priestess, all of them binding him into their circle. Zayara leaned closer, her voice a whisper meant for him alone. You understand now. Marrying me means taking all my sisters as well. Do you still accept? Daniel met her gaze, steady despite the storm in his chest. Yes, always. And so, beneath alien stars with warrior sisters as witness, the bond was sealed, not just between a human and one alien maiden, but between him and a family forged in blood, loyalty, and something deeper than either species had words for.